In the name of the God whose mercy is everlasting, whose kindness is profound. Dr. Zakir Naik is one of the most famous and well-known preachers of Islam in the present times, and he has a very large following all over the world. Indeed, his efforts are praiseworthy, but he also has certain controversies surrounding his personality. One of the controversies that he was engulfed in had to do with his statement about the ruler of the Muslims, Yazid, whose times saw the unfortunate and tragic death of Hussein radiallahu anhu, the grandson of Prophet, may Allah's mercy be on him. On the basis of a certain hadith of Bukhari, he is reported to have prayed for Yazid and given an impression that he was somebody who to be respected and to be taken as a noble and pious person. There was a very strong reaction against this statement of Dr. Zakir Naik, especially from the Shia community, who thought that what he has said is just not acceptable to the views of Muslims, not just the Shias, but the Sunnis as well. On the other hand, we have the same issue and question responded to by Mr. Javed Ahmad Ghamidi, who is another noted scholar of the present times. He handled the question in a very balanced way. What he said was that indeed there is a hadith which is Sahih in Bukhari, which states that the person, the group of people who would invade Constantinople, they are all going to have God's mercy. He clarified that a Sahih Hadith does not necessarily mean that it is correct, authentic, and completely uncontestable. What it just means is that the scholar who has investigated the authenticity of this Hadith believes that it's a reliable Hadith. If the Prophet, may Allah's mercy be on him, made a statement in favor of an individual or a group of people, he said nobody can stop them from entering the paradise. But whether he stated that or not is something which most certainly can be disputed. He also said that even if there is a hadith which makes that statement, it does not stop us from criticizing people on the basis of their performance in this worldly life. And he said that indeed there is no doubt about the fact that during the times of Yazid, there was a lot of mischief, tyranny, and problems that got created, which were not something that you cannot criticize. So what I'm saying is that there are two different individuals who are making statements about the same important, contentious, controversial issue. But the statement which Mr. Ghamidi made is the kind of statement which I believe the scholars ought to make, because Muslim Ummah should not be allowed to be divided on the basis of historical incidents. If there is an incident reported in books of hadith, we have to take those statements on the merit of what they are. We should neither exaggerate them, nor should we undermine them. We should teach the Muslims a balanced approach towards religion. We should look at the sensitivities of the other group as well, and not create a situation wherein people are forced into reacting harshly, sharply, and emotionally. Islam is a religion of peace. Islam is a religion which requires people to look at all that has been mentioned in the Quran with an open mind. We have been asked to invite others towards the religion of God in an intelligent manner. We most certainly are not required to hide facts, but most certainly what is mentioned in Hadith literature should be looked at on the basis of what is available in the Quran, what is available in the other aspects, other information available in the books of Hadith and history. And any firm statement that one makes is a statement that has got to be on the basis of the Quran. And one of the important statements that the Quran makes is that it states that tilka ummatun qad khalat. They were a group, they were a generation who have gone. Laha ma kasabat. They will get the reward and result of what they did. Walakum ma kasabtum. And you're going to get the reward for what you did. Wala tus'aluna amma kanu ya'malun. You're not even going to be asked about what they used to do. In other words, this ummah is meant to do a very important task. The task of accepting the truth, practicing it, and then delivering its message to the entire world. We cannot afford to be divided into factions and sects and groups wherein one group is strongly reacting to the statements made by the other group, whereby we're enemies of each other. We have to come together on the basis of what is mentioned in the Book of God, which is the only source that can unite us. Indeed, there are good people that are to be found in all sects of the Muslims. There are decent individuals, balanced people in all groups amongst the Muslims. We cannot afford to divide the ummah of the Prophet, may Allah's mercy be on him, into different factions. And therefore we would do well when we make statements, we be balanced, and we are not inclined to be exaggerated on one side or the other of what the reality is. May the Almighty enable us to understand what the true message of Islam is, and may He enable us to follow it properly.